have you, man.
Privileged to be here.
Yeah, we So Memphis podcast, and we
see y'all got the brand rolling.
So Memphis now.
Yeah, we trying to, you know. We just glad to have you, man. And all our guests who come on, we always like to start out, you know, asking them basically what part of the city you from.
Right. So a question, as you know, I grew up in Memphis. I was raised in a neighborhood called Hyde Park. I believe one of the most poverty-stricken and poor neighborhoods. But like I was sharing with you earlier, I was just privileged to have a father that taught us financial literacy, me and my brothers, you know, by way of the streets. So, you know, being in the streets and we hustled up enough money to expose us to other demographics.
Right.
So it gave me an opportunity to come out of there, you know, but man, it's just that in a nutshell, man.
Yeah, that's good, man. You know, a lot of, you know, definitely we experienced that some type of level. I don't say all, but
it's Memphis,
in Memphis, you know, it's so Memphis.
Yeah,
it's so Memphis.
Yeah.
So, and with that, you know, a lot of our friends and those who blessed to, you know, still be here today.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them end up being entrepreneurs and businessmen and going, you know, living, you know, turning life around. And so it's the same principle. So you talk about that financial literacy.
Yeah.
Was there anything that kind of like stood out that kind of you remember just from the streets that you translated now?
Relationships.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I tell my church all the time that sometimes I don't even have to invest money because my name is good. Relationships. I can walk in a room and somebody will break bread with me just because my name good. My name carry weight.
Right.
So, you know, that's been one of my biggest things. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Right.
Keeping my name clean.
That's good. That's good.
That's really good.
Yeah. We say that we often say relationships is currency.
Yeah.
It's really currency. Yeah. So it allows us to go in places, like you said, you know, based upon our name and reputation.
Yes, sir.
You know, and that's how somebody posted something. Well, actually, I posted something the other day. I reposted. They said, be so solid that when people try to throw dirt on your name, they lose credibility.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Somebody, I say something
That's a nugget.
about Parnell. I'm like, nah, it can't be. Parnell can't do that.
It
You know what I'm saying? And I started looking at him different.
Yeah.
Or her different.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know you solid.
Absolutely.
And so that goes right along with saying those relationships.
That's real good. That's rich right there. But I say something like that all the time. I always check the source. Watch who's saying it. Look at the person they talking about and look at who bringing the mess.
That's good too. Yeah.
Definitely is.
Absolutely. I want to say, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You know.
And then you gotta, even if it's truth, you gotta be like, well, why are you bringing it to me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's the motive behind that? You know what I'm saying?
And just because they treated you like that don't mean they gonna do it to me.
That's true. That's true too. Yes, sir.
Even if the person did do what they did, what you do.
Right.
I always want to know why they bring it to me.
Yeah.
What you bring it to me?
Absolutely.
If it doesn't have any, you know, really directed toward me,
Absolutely.
you know, why you tell it me?
Absolutely.
That's true. Direct bearing on you. You're right.
Absolutely.
Think about it like that. Yeah.
But it take discernment to decipher through that, though. I think,
Right.
You know, you got to be mature enough in the spirit and the natural to be able to determine the difference.
Right. Yeah, so that's good because I had mentioned yesterday to the church about you know, Scripture says that, you know, gifts come without repentance.
Absolutely.
And that God, He gives us gifts, you know, a conception.
Absolutely.
You know, and so you saying that, you know, a lot of times we associate that discernment with only the church world.
Yeah.
You know, but a person in the streets, you know, a lot of times is more discerning than the person in the church.
You better know it.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, being pastors, you know, men of God, you know, we have to be real. We have to be solid because the people in the world, they can smell a fake.
What you say?
They can spot a counterfeit.
They use one of the words they use, vibe. you can pick up off the vibe.
That's
You
true,
can pick it up, the energy and all that, you can pick it up.
Yeah, you can just see the fugazi and stuff from afar. That's but that's why I'm so grateful that God put me in a position to have balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, I'm able to do both. I can do the street stuff, I can do church, and I really love the church. So that's what throws people off with me because of my image. I don't look like I'm sanctified. I don't look like I am church, but I love God, bride. But I want young people to understand that you can still have charisma and personality and love God. That's my biggest pet peeve. But it takes maturity to be able to handle all that. Right. I don't want you worrying about swag if you ain't got no God in you.
Right.
You know what I mean? You worry about the wrong thing. You try to get right and live right.
Yeah, that's true.
So, in your opinion, then, what do you think would help with that bridging that gap right there? With the swag and with and having the relationship.
Relevancy. It's as simple as that. You got to be relevant. You can't save a generation that you don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, one thing I talk with my preacher friends all the time, and I just shared with some of my older pastor friends after I performed last night. And I said, how can you teach a young man and expose him to God when rappers are more successful than us preachers? The person that's teaching them financial literacy is not bringing any spirituality to them. But he richer than all of us. So you have to do something tasteful to get their attention. Because Jesus is boring until you get them to fall in love with it. So you have to do something to get their attention. And me personally, I just focus on staying relevant. You know how some folks say, don't be in the world, and so on and so forth. Everybody got different perceptions. I just think it's balance and understanding culture. And if preachers, everybody has their own lane. I don't expect some of the older guys to come out of the traditional because that works for them. But I think me and you and Pastor Foster are called to this generation. So we're just cultivated enough to do that. And I just thank God that we're gifted enough to do that. And we just got to keep doing our part, keeping our hand on the plow, like they say.
That's true, And then, and swag look different too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Swag could be, like
suits.
you said, or it could be, polo shirts or t-shirts.
It could be Old Navy's.
Right.
Because swag in you.
That's right.
My dad used to say, I don't care how much clothes you put on. It got to be in you, though. It got to be in you.
That's true. And I can tell that too when dealing with the youth, though. Working in the school system, and I did that for some years.
Wow.
And just basically, how I carried myself, how I dressed, how I communicated with the kids.
I wish y'all would send me a warning. I put this stuff on. Yes, sir.
That's just what I do, man. I dress how I feel.
I'm gonna get you next time. You won this time.
I appreciate you.
You won this time. You won up. I'm gonna get you next time.
I'll make sure I stay prepared for you guys.
Oh, you got an album coming. I'm coming back.
Let's make sure we mark it down when we bring them back.
So I'm gonna get you back.
We notified.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you out. Yeah, you got me this time.
That's it.
But yeah, man, that's the key to a lot of the youth. A lot of them, kind of, gravitated toward me. It was easy for them to ask me a question. And it started a conversation. The conversation turned into a relationship.
Wow.
And trying to get them to see stuff differently.
Absolutely.
Because I carried myself a certain way, but I also had respect for people. Teaching them how to respect. I had, also just showing it your intelligence. That sort of deal. And it's not just about the clothes you put on, like you said. You know what I'm saying? It's in you. If it's in you, it's gonna come out.
I shared with a young man at the event last night, and I asked him. I said, "What's your grade point average?" He was telling me how good of a basketball player. I said, "But what's your grade point average? I don't want to hear what points you got."
Right.
And I said, "Man, I want you to focus on education. Education is everything. Education makes you attractive. Women love intelligent men. You're supposed to be a leader. But I told them education without salvation is just information. And I said, anything outside of that is just imagination. But I said, you need to, while you're in school, you need to focus on doing that and having integrity, man. It just make you look different, you know. Yeah. You know, my wife, before I started my church pastor, I was homeless. Even with having successful brothers and my father, I just was too prideful to ask anybody for anything. I had just got out of prison. And I ain't have nothing. Police seized all my stuff. I ain't have nothing. And my wife, man, this is why I married her. Man, my wife invested in me, you know, and helped me get back on my feet. But she always stressed to me that I'm only doing this, Dontè, because you're intelligent. And I know that you're not gonna fumble the bag. You know, or miss the money out. You know, so I'm only piggybacking and saying that how important it is to be intelligent. You know, not just be gifted, but be intelligent.
Right.
So I just say, help somebody get a wife, she'll follow you.
You got you're right. Intelligence is key because it helps you make good decisions.
Absolutely.
And no matter what game you're in, rap game, street, sports, business,
whatever.
If you're not intelligent enough to follow the rules or play by the rules,
that's it.
You're gonna be out the game quick.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Play by the rules.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta play by the rules. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta play.
And you know, especially if it's not your game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's good. That's good. I hope they caught that one. That might miss that one.
I think that was shot over.
That's good. That's good. That's good, man.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good point.
I like that one.
That was good right there.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if I'm here being interviewed or being taught. Shoot some more, dog.
We also, you know, we talk about where you from. We also always ask, you know, give us, you know, in one word, what could you say Memphis mean to you, or describe Memphis in one word, if you can.
Undeniable.
Yeah, I like that.
I think Memphis, men and women can go anywhere and survive. I think we can do whatever. It's just hustle is in us. It's crazy, this may sound, class is in us. Integrity, even from majority of the businessmen in Memphis come from the streets. Well, we took our discipline from the streets and used the same principles and tactics. I know I am. There you go. I'm able to survive as a pastor because of my street wisdom. And having honor and integrity, and I'm able to see the fugaziness. And I can steer far away from them. You know, I with me as a pastor, what you see is what you get. You're not gonna get none of the other stuff. I ain't gonna be no horse and pony show. You know, what you see is what you get. And I think Memphis put me in a position to do that.
That's good. Undeniably. So you consider yourself a rapper, gospel rapper? You know, I know you personally may not put labels, but how do you want the people to see you as?
Respectfully, I let them call me a gospel rapper, but my story is too rich just to put me in that lane. Man, you talking about a gospel rapper, they come right off the road and go perform in the club and give them Jesus. A couple months ago, I did Blue Ice. And I was just coming from Atlanta. I had just did this podcast show called Dirty Club Bastards, one of the biggest off the porch platforms. I was the first Christian rapper to ever do it. That was major for our city, you know. So immediately out the road, somebody called me and said, "Man, can you come do a show at Blue Ice?" I had finished. I shifted the whole club. They cut the music off, and then they turned around and let strippers come on after me. Nobody threw any money or nothing because everybody was still convicted. Man, God has graced me with that kind of gift and anointing, man. And so I don't want to just be. I don't even want to be called an inspirational rapper. Just call me Pastor Dontè. And let me go be what God called me to be, because I haven't seen anybody in the world that's doing what I'm doing.
Right. That's good.
And I just want to take it to the next level. Let's make God cool again. Yeah, because he didn't design life for us to live it in a box, but for him to be the real constant. So everything we do goes back to him.
Yeah.
And I think we have put such a stigma on God, and we boxed him in and don't know he's the all-knowing. He's the creator of all things. And young people, you can be gifted. Go chase your dreams, but make sure you give it back to God. Give it the glory. Give him the glory.
I've heard some, I listen to a lot of videos and people talking, and like a lot of celebrities and, I think a while ago, a lot of them, they do glorify God. They just don't do it publicly.
Yeah.
They don't really put it out there, for the public, but if you knew them personally, you would know that they had a relationship. But, I kind of wonder, how could you have that relationship without actually making it public? How could you say you have a relationship in private?
Me personally, I think it's one thing he just said. It's the game that they're in. So you got people that's paying them that not believers. So you can't force your religion on anybody.
Right.
But publicly, I think we should change it, because everything I am is because of God. No matter, it's amazing how we all got the same God, but different devils. So all of us believe in God, but we believe in a different I don't care if you in the Quran or what. We all got the same God, but we got different demons. Y'all killing me. So I just think publicly somebody just have to own up and just say, man, I'm with Jesus. I'm gonna be successful, but I'm gonna be with Jesus. I got charisma, but I'm gonna be with Jesus. I'm gonna hang in the trap. But man, when I used to trap, man, and sell dope, I'd be the one that be finding the cush up and I'd blow everybody out. Because I start talking about Jesus. So every day, everybody, nobody want to sell dope, which is a blessing because I'm running everybody off. I'm making all the money. I get hired to talk about Jesus, but I'm just saying, if we have somebody, a staple, that comes out and go public and say, I'm a gangster, but I love Jesus. So because of that, man, when you got the powers that be that's controlling what's put out, what's programmed, they not gonna let Jesus be popular like that. But if we come together and put this bag in their face and put Jesus in front of them, then we'll be able to do it. But even with Christian rappers, and we ain't gotta call no names, you got them denouncing, saying they not a Christian rapper. I'm a rapper that's Christian. No, brother. I'm a gospel rapper. That's what I am. Jesus gang. I can't wait to get to the Breakfast Club and tell them. Go with Jesus, man.
We gotta hurry up and get you there, man.
Absolutely.
We gotta get you to the
I don't find the jet getting fueled up right now, dog.
Yes, sir.
You gotta go. On the tarmac. Yes, sir. So, how did you find out that you had the gift to rap? Cause you kind of, you're on the block, you kind of rap, in school, whatever. You might freestyle. But how did you know that you were gifted and that's something you wanted to do?
I grew up in church, man. Music just in me. As street as I come out, man, my mama raised me in New Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, and I didn't realize. And she had me in the choir, and it was just cultivating my ear. I didn't realize until I was 12 years old, and being a Yo Gotti baby, hearing his sound and watching him grow, and man, I just fell in love with music early, all of it. Because I'm not just a rapper, I'm a producing engineer. I executive produce, I write for, you'll be surprised when the city I didn't pen for, secular and, Christian, but man, I've been in love with music since a child, man, all of it, every form. I can sit in a car and listen to what the engineer is doing. Like I'm deep in it like that. I'm really in love with it. When I'm in church, I hear the mix while the sound, I go move the sound man out the way, and I would do it in my church. If you watch my live stream, you might see me run across the camera because I'm going. It has to be right, man. It has to be right, and I'm that much in love with it, man.
Wow.
All of it.
The music is powerful, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Music is powerful.
Absolutely.
You can use it to, really you know, I think that's why the music industry is so important, because you can dictate,
Absolutely.
you know, a generation
Absolutely.
just with music.
They're
We
doing
seeing
it.
it firsthand.
They're doing
You know,
it. Look
you
at
know,
big push-ups.
Yeah.
Everybody doing it.
everybody.
They
You know.
went from rapping about money to killing now.
You
No,
know.
nobody want no money. They want a body.
I don't know why.
They can't do no time.
Right.
They don't want to do no time.
Yeah,
They don't
enjoy
want to
their
do no
money,
time.
you know.
But they want a body. They want to slam you out.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
so
that's true,
if they have the power, and the crazy part, the record label putting insurance on those artists, hoping they die because they make more money off from dead.
Ooh. Wow.
So if you notice in the music industry, those are the artists that get signed first. Not to call them stupid, I'll just say the ones that don't know no better.
Right.
They get signed first because the record label put insurance on them and on all their masters. So he getting paid off the masters and he getting $100 million off you.
Wow.
They not gonna sign conscious rappers too quick.
No.
They not gonna sign Christian rappers too quick
Right.
because we ain't talking. We ain't dying.
Yeah.
They're dying.
Sure.
They're dying. But they're not gonna expose that side of the game.
Yeah.
Because they wanna promote that the killing song so he can get into it. They're gonna antagonize the enemy.
Right.
It's crazy.
What's the Jesus game? How y'all counteracting that? You know, what's the fight? I know, of course, we're praying. What's your plan or vision to counteract that?
Absolutely. So, Jesus Gang is my baby. It's a record label. Man, I have, and the crazy part, man, we got secular artists signed too.
That's good.
So it's one big umbrella of producers, engineers, writers, cameramen. It's one. I've been blessed and privileged to lead some incredible young people that just get it. Get it. So I plan to be one of the first Christian labels in Memphis that's giving artists a chance. We just released 2 singles. Pastor C.J. Dixon, Calvin Dixon. We just released 2 singles on him, which was my first as a Christian singer. That's been classically trained, and and he trusted me with his gift. I had never done any work like that. We just did that. We work on the second single that's been released called I See Hope. It's doing incredibly well right now, man. But man, I just see us doing something major. I've been shopping around, but none of the right opportunities have been coming for me to release my baby to these people. I'd rather just wait on God, and let the resources come, and we just keep giving Him glory.
Right. That's good. Yeah. So, like you say, you got artists, producers, engineers,
cameramen, all kind of stuff.
Yeah, so you kind of building.
I'm trying to be Def Jam South.
You building, entertainment. Entertainment. That's good, man.
And the crazy part is, and young people, I want you to be encouraged because you don't have to be super famous to begin to make money off your music.
Right.
One of my favorite rappers is Tech Nine.
Okay,
he was the biggest independent rapper in the world, and you couldn't rap a Tech Nine song right now. Every one of his artists are millionaires, and you can't sing one of his songs.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you get your business together,
Right.
Music business is 90% business, 10% talent.
Yeah.
And if you get your business together, you'll be able to get residual income the rest of your life.
Right.
Man, stream, I get paid from Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Probably over 130 streaming sites, Pandora, all of it. I'll call my whole family, tell them to stream it, play it, turn your radio down, let it play. I'm getting paid. And I want you to be encouraged because you can get some of that money too. It's right there.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is go get it. Get your paperwork together though.
Right.
Sound scan, media base is out there. Get that money now.
Gotta get it done.
I want it. I'm gonna get it.
That's it.
Ends. Not little ends, not small ends, all ends.
I
don't care.
I
want that money.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No.
We all want that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what people want. I mean, you take the young folk. That's what they want.
He said the love of money is the root dog. Not having money, because I want that bag.
Yeah.
And my wife fancy. So I owe her. I got to pay her back.
Yeah, you got to.
I got that, but she good the rest of her life. She all right.
Yeah.
She ain't got to do but wake up and smile.
Yeah.
Y'all heard that, ladies? She invested in me.
That's it.
She ain't get the one that was already up. She helped me up.
That's it.
Now I'm holding her up.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. So Memphis definitely known for music. What do you think Memphis' impact is like now on the rap game?
Memphis is the hottest city in the game right now. Point blank period. Every one of our artists are just hot and doing incredibly well. And you got to give people like God their credit. Even Young Dolph.
Yeah.
That's showing independency and teaching them the business and letting them know giving them independent mindset. So when it's time to go to the record label, they already know how to argue.
Right.
You know, their intellectual property is taken care of. They understand how revenue comes in.
Right.
And we're just in a space right now, man, where I'm so proud of our city that other people are gleaming from us. They just watch it, man.
Yeah.
I watched Charlamagne the God said, I don't care what y'all say, Memphis is on top right now.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to be here for a while when you in control of the game.
Right.
You know, we got the relevant sound.
Yeah.
We got the production.
Yeah.
You know, y'all put me on up there too, man. I'm ready. Y'all put Lil Baby and Kirk Franklin together. Y'all can put me up there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lil Baby, man.
Right.
You know, but I just think, me personally, I just want them to know that us gospel rappers, man, we got something to say too.
Right.
And just because they title gospel rap on me, that don't mean I wasn't in the band though. Because I probably can talk about some of this stuff a little bit better than some of them.
Some of the other rappers.
Yeah, because some of them cap.
Yeah, for sure.
They cap. Yeah, all they cap, they big fly.
Yeah.
But that's something I want the world to see as impastors.
Yeah.
You know, just because I got that pastor title on me, I've been through some stuff. You know, so I'm one of the guys y'all should promote. You know, and man, I want to help so many young people because you can listen to the information in the music and tell they lying. But young people that never been exposed to that culture don't know they lying. They don't know that. You know, but I'm looking at you like, little boy.
They don't know the mix, they don't know the formula.
No, well, we would have put the squeeze on you. You better be looking, God. Call me over here.
They're gonna expose you.
Yeah, boy, we would have put the squeeze on you. You should be thanking God. Yeah, we would have come get you, boy. Oh, we'd have got you, boy. We'd have got you. I want you saved, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, the old me would put forges on my car for you. To God be the glory for a turnaround.
Right. So when people hear your music, what can they expect? Because like I said, you definitely got a story.
Yeah.
You know, we was out of town, you know, listening to your record.
Wow.
And
Appreciate that streaming, man.
Oh yeah.
Get to that money.
Yeah, right. So we was just saying, like, we've had, you know, some good gospel rap,
Absolutely.
great gospel rap.
Yeah.
But your album is the first gospel rap album that brings that Memphis sound.
Yeah.
And we know the Memphis sound has been stolen, taken. You know what I'm saying?
It's all over
Rebranded.
the country.
You know, it's really responsible for success in hip hop right now.
Yeah.
You know, but your album is the first one that we actually heard the Memphis sound, but as a gospel record.
Wow.
You know, and so what can people expect when they hear your record?
Memphis.
Yeah.
Memphis on a broader scale though.
Yeah.
Like I'm high class Memphis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm cultivated street.
Yeah.
Like I know the difference between a salad and a dinner fork.
Yeah.
You know, I go to Buckley's and tuck my napkin in my shirt.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not a flex. I want them to understand that I've been exposed.
Yeah.
So you hear growth in my music from what built me and their streets, you know, and educated thug.
Intelligent.
Yeah, man.
Intelligent,
Respecting my forefathers, respecting the people that I was one of those young men that listened to the OGs. Even now, I got young guys under me, but my actual friends, all of them 50, 60 years old. You know what I mean? I can't hang around a young guy like that because it's not that he can't teach me anything. I believe in baby. I just told you my 9-year-old was teaching me. I just always listen. It's just stuff I don't know. But if I got my mouth open, I can't hear nothing. You know, I can't hear nothing. So I've been privileged, and I had an incredible father, man. Incredible father, incredible godfather that just built and cultivated me, man. So because of that, man, you just hear maturity in my music. You hear a broader sound that the average young guy would speak of.
Now, was he in music, your dad or your godfather? Either one?
Nah, my godfather was a businessman. Kappa, he died 2 years ago. Man, one of my biggest investors, man. You know, I'm talking about giving me $250,000, watching me blow it, and said I only gave it to you so you can get used to it. Man, so I've been privileged, man. You know, man, to have some incredible men that just say, "Come here, you got the it factor." You know, and when he told me that, I didn't even know what it was. And he said, "Boy, you got wisdom oozing out your ears, but you're stupid." you know. So he took it and cultivated it. Exposed me, taught me how to play golf. You know, took me around other people, other religions. Just Caucasian people, Italian people, showing me how they got down, and I'm so grateful for his life because of that, man. But all of that plays a part in my music, just being exposed.
We often say one thing we say on the show is exposure leads to expansion.
Oh, that's good. That's another. That's the
third
third one.
when you say that, that's exactly what came
That's the third one. Give me another one to send a seed. That's good.
That's definitely our favorite saying. That exposure brings expansion.
You gotta be exposed.
You gotta be exposed to it.
It's bigger than Memphis. Your gift can take you out of Memphis.
Right.
And that's what other cities have mastered, sticking together. No big guys, no little U's. Everybody got a position on the team. That's the only thing I think our city suffers from. Because we don't want to see each other get ahead. Want you to do good, but not better than us. But that stems from a place of insecurity and jealousies. Because a real leader is going to surround himself with people better than him in every area. Because when you get tired, somebody got to pour back into you. And then I just want somebody that can do something I can't do. Be gifted. Go ahead.
Michael Jordan didn't win no championships. He got Scottie Pippen.
Absolutely.
And Phil Jackson.
Absolutely.
Because he was.
Shine hard, my brother. That's my motto.
We got to have a good team and surrounded by the right people.
Absolutely.
And so now we're tapping into your past a little bit. We talk about Memphis. Memphis, and we had we talked to Pepper on the show.
I seen that. That was a dope show too.
It's super dope. Shout out to Pepper. And And so one thing we talked about on that show was how even Isaac Hayes and Al Green never did a record together.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Biggest
I never knew that.
I never knew that he did.
He said they was on the same label. And didn't do a record.
We had to research that label, but we know that they definitely from the same city.
Definitely worked in they recorded in the same studio.
They recorded. Never did an album.
I gotta think about it. I'm about to go read into that. I never heard.
Never thought about that, but they definitely. Al Green been sampled so much. Isaac Hayes been sampled so much.
Two Godfathers.
Major.
And
how do
they worked in the same
studio?
studio.
Never did a record.
How does a label even allow that to happen? Though?
I don't know if they on the same label. I got to research that, but they definitely the same city, recorded
some of the same studios, some of the same musicians work.
That's weird.
And so it was tapping your pastoral side.
Okay.
Now we know preachers that don't get along. So, we just don't want to put on the rap game. Preachers don't get along. I've seen basketball players that on different teams, both good, but just like really hate each other. Not competitively. But on a deeper level.
Yeah.
So, do you think there's really something spiritual in the city that needs to be broken? What do you attribute it to?
I think it's a spiritual thing, but it go back to what I said. It's insecurities and jealousies that have to be healed.
Right. Well, so how do other cities get over that and we don't?
Well, I don't think the other cities get over it. I think they master business.
No, that's
There
good.
you go.
They ain't got over. They don't be liking each other. They just realize I want the bag.
Yeah,
You
right.
want it?
Yes,
Bag bigger than a beef.
Yeah, either
Get out the shirt, man.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
like that. Yeah, bag.
Bag.
I want you to see. Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but they just master getting the bag,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
and then they pull each other up.
You're right.
Come on up here and get
You're
the
right.
money.
You're right. You're
Don't like each other.
You're right.
Come get
That's
this
true.
money.
I watched Gucci Mane and Jeezy
Yeah.
squash a beef
Yeah.
after one of them tried to kill one of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Man,
Ain't no way in the world you shooting at me and go.
Never.
No, I listen. God's still working on me. You ain't finna send nobody to kill me, and we finna talk.
yeah.
Man, it's gonna take some
We
God.
got at least throw hands.
We gotta do something.
At least, yeah.
We're gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
Ain't no way up and I don't care how much money they
But
give.
they showed you that it can be done.
Like I said, for the bag.
It's for the bag.
That's good, man.
That's for the
That's
bag.
good.
Better
And
living.
we're Memphis is a crab in the bucket mentality city. I hate to say it, but that's just called a spade a spade.
Right.
You know, and I think we have some incredible entrepreneurs that can change that. But because it's been going on so long that now everybody's just trying to protect themselves. You know, it's like, man, well, listen, I don't really want to deal with it. I don't want no problem with them, for I'm just getting my money and worry about me. You hear folks say that all the time, man, I stay out their business so they can stay out of mine. And I just think somebody got to take the forefront and say, hey, guys, let's work together.
Right.
We can get along together. One of the smartest moves I seen Dottie make was signing Moneybag Yo. Moneybag Yo was a part of the arch embassy. He was he was an op. Like the young boy was.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
He was an op.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a big thing. I remember when he first signed. It was a shock.
It was when he brung Boo Durga out.
Yeah.
To me, that was a real chess move.
Was that like the Reed's crazy thing?
Yeah, the Riz Crazy versus Young Ma, Fan Ma versus Young Ma. You know,
Used to have Reed's crazy for a minute.
real. Yeah. I used to stay in Real Crazy 2593 Tremont. In the back with a bitch.
You said Reed's crazy or Reed's month? Which one you
No,
said?
I didn't stay in Reed's crib.
Yeah,
Oh,
I used to be in Red too.
Yeah.
I used to put them packs
So you said
on.
what?
Pray for me.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
saying.
you said you right across the street from there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I knew it was one or the other. Yeah.
But preaching world works the same way. It just
Yeah, it does. Preaching,
yeah.
basketball. Yeah, I see it everywhere.
It's just a place of healing and
I see it everywhere,
maturity.
yeah.
Maturity and leadership.
Right.
I preached a sermon yesterday about Moses and how God is requiring us to work with him. You know, and he said, I put water in this rock, but you got to strike it.
Right.
He says, I can make manna fall from heaven, but you got to speak to it.
Right.
I can part the Red Sea, but you got to stretch out.
Right.
So sometimes we don't know which season to do what. He might be telling us to pray, but we want to strike.
Yeah, that's good.
He's telling us to stretch out, but we want to speak.
Yeah, right.
And it's the same way. We're gifted and we're called, but sometimes we don't know how to harness the momentum of our anointing.
That's good.
So it's causing us to look at other people that's doing it the right way and say, dang, I know what to do, but I ain't doing it right, but I see him doing it. And I think we got to fix that.
Yeah.
Let's do a podcast on it. Let's help it.
Yeah.
You know, but one thing I asked God to do for me, I said, God, whatever you do, don't take my humility away to serve other people.
Right.
No matter how high I go, I can submit to your anointing because I know you really got it. I know you understand stuff that I don't get. Move my insecurity and jealousy out the way. If I'm failing, God, make sure I can submit to the help.
Right.
In every area of my life. You know, I honor my wife so much because she taught me how to do that.
Yeah.
Shout out to my wife.
Yeah,
Give me
shout out
some-
to you, right?
yeah, shout out to my wife taught me how to do that because when you come from a street family, you getting money.
Yeah.
Man, you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
I'm up.
Yeah.
Get you some money, then
Then
tell
talk to
me.
me.
You know, but my wife, when I lost everything, my wife said, babe, you got to switch your mentality. I didn't even know how to go in the store and shop at like Marshalls and put an outfit together. She was like, man, you got a barbershop. I said, man, I don't shop like that. I'm gonna go buy the whole rack and I'm worried sometimes. We'll figure out when I'm a word.
Yeah.
So she taught me how to do life over again.
Wow.
And you know, even though I have an incredible bishop, incredible pastor, my wife pastored me back to health. You know what I'm saying? So it just taught me so much, man.
Wow.
My wife, man. Y'all need to call her and get a class because she cold blooded.
That's it. We might get on. We got
she
a little
cold.
first lady show.
Man, our first lady bad
We might
too.
get her on there. Yeah,
Ooh, she
yeah.
cold, dog. She cold. And then don't even thrive for the platform. She don't play tug of war with the platform. She ain't trying to fight me over the church, you know.
She complete, not compete.
Right, she don't even care.
That's it.
My wife mentality is let me clean the toilets.
Yeah.
My ministry is you.
Wow. That's what's up, man. That's
Absolutely.
It's a fact, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm just listening to him, man. Man. That's good, man.
So what high school you went to?
Memphis Academy of Science and Engineering.
Okay.
I went to Gridsley. I went to a couple of schools because my father and my godparents were so focused on me being educated.
Wow.
So we was trying to find somebody that had the right, what's the word? It was just on the tip of my tongue. Not itinerary. Curriculum. That's the word. And they wanted somebody with the right curriculum because I was learning financial literacy early.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I'm playing with that dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I won, and be honest, I played football too.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was in love with football. I leave football practice. I go stand on the block with my little honey packs for a little while, and then I could be in the house about 10 o'clock. You know, but that was the deal. My dad ended up going to penitentiary, so, you know, it's different. You gotta go get that money and take care of mama.
Right.
You know, but I went to Memphis Academy of Science and Engineering. It's a charter school.
Okay.
I'm actually still friends with my principal, Tommy Henderson.
Okay.
He founded the school.
Wow.
And he told me something a couple of years ago. He said, Dantè, I can look in your eyes and tell you were going to be something, whether you went to college or not. Because you one of the ones. But he didn't. But he was so hard on me in school, though.
Normally, they're the ones that get it the hardest. You know?
Yeah, he was so hard on me, man. But I used to do stuff that'll get you expelled. He'd let me back in. He'd let me back in, so I'm so grateful for him.
It's that favor, man.
Man,
Definitely that favor.
Man, I thank God for it, man. I wish I could explain it all in one segment, man, but God has been incredible to me, man. Favor, man.
Yeah, a lot of guys don't get to leave their street life, man, to come and talk about it.
No.
They don't get to share their story.
No.
You know, they usually somebody else telling their story.
Yeah.
Because they're not here to tell it.
Well, for one, I don't want to go to the morgue. And I know what that little bit of concrete bed feel like. I got a big king size bed at home.
Like the way it feels.
I got big pillows on it. I hug them at night. That little thin mattress ain't gonna get it. And these 15-minute calls that cost $5 a call. Y'all have it. Chi-Chi's, you wanna eat you some Chi-Chi's? They got plenty of it in there. Rent free, get you some free dinner care in there. I don't need it. Yeah, you want you a pizza? They got it for you. I can't do nothing with it. Stinky feet.
It's in there.
Killers crying at night. I can't do it. Oh, they in there.
Wow.
Yeah. So you leave the people one thing. What would you leave them with? You know, what do you want the people just to know? But you know, or not necessarily about you, but you know, if you want to just share words, however you want to.
Adversity makes you discover. But not only in adversity does it make you discoverable, but you find out how different you are.
That's good.
Not only does adversity make you discoverable, you find out how different you are, but you find out your deficiency.
That's good.
So without adversity, you don't find out who you are, whose you are, and what you need to fix. But you got to have maturity in the spirit to be able to handle all those things. So when you're going through, it's either to help extract your destiny, help build your destiny, and help cover your destiny.
That's good. Good. That's good.
Trap House got something to say.
Yeah, that's amazing. And, you know, I think you was talking about adversity. You know, I just you know believe that this generation, you know, with adversity, a lot of times, you know, the adversity comes and you get the shutdowns.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to face it. You know, you get the, you know, that's when the word depression and all that comes about. You know,
Pity parties.
Yeah. You know, they don't have the will to push through.
Yeah.
You know, and it just, you know, I just feel, you know, this with, you know, the generation and what's going on now, I don't know how well they can handle adversity.
Right now, I don't think this generation is in a good place, you know, unless, and I don't want to put a stigma on us, but that's why it's imperative that you have a mom and a dad.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the best things that happened to me, I had my father.
Yeah.
And not only did I have my father, I had other men that he trusted me with.
Yeah.
You know, that he said, all right, that's where I got the non-insecure stuff from. Anytime you can give your son to somebody and say, he gonna teach you this.
Yeah.
I went and lived in a house with my godfather in high school.
Yeah.
You know, and turned me to a kid again. Cause you got a little young dude who ego built up, been trapping. I got my own car. He made me go get rid of my car and sent me to Miss Academy of Science and Engineering. It made me put on a suit jacket and made me go to school and turned me back to a kid. He made me be a boy again, like he little boy me all the way back down.
That's good.
And turn me, you know, and cultivate to who you see today. And you know, but I'm grateful for that, for having real men, man. You know, but I just think it's gonna take men like us to take a stance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop all this little boy stuff.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be a real leader, you can't be a little boy.
Right. That's
If you're gonna be in leadership, you can't be insecure.
right.
You gotta be a great delegator of gifts, and you can't do that if you in your feelings, cause somebody better than you. There's always gonna be somebody that can do something you can't do.
Yeah. That's
Just
right.
like you beat me with this swag. There's always gonna be somebody that can outdo you. No matter, you gonna get old. Somebody gonna beat you. Like, get over it. Embrace it. You know, embrace it.
That's good.
Got these seasons.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. And they're important because, you know, such an attack on the black male.
Absolutely.
You know, from all sides. You know what I'm saying? Man, but that's because the black male is so important.
Absolutely.
For any male. Any male is important to his own community and society. Right. So if you remove the men out of society, guess what you have? You have no more production.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
There's no reproduction. Right? The society ends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's not a next generation. And so I see that on all different types of levels, you know, spiritually, through entertainment, sports. I see, you know, how there's an attack, you know, especially like say on the black male. And so like you said, it's gonna take men like us and other men that's out there, you know, leading the way and taking responsibility. Say, hey, it's not just about me.
Absolutely.
It's about those who are watching me.
Absolutely. That's exactly it. That's it. But it takes maturity to understand what you know. Because now we're forcing gifts to the forefront. That's in the church, that's whatever you do, especially in the church. Because if you gifted, all you going to the straight, they don't care about integrity, they don't care about tact, they don't care about nothing. If you gifted it, you going up, and that is what's going on. And now even on the people looking from a consumer perspective are saying, he's gifted, but he messed up, I don't need to follow him. They already looking for an excuse not to come to church and hear nothing, no way. You giving it to them, you know. I just think it takes real. I preach this to my church. We're in a sermon series where I'm talking about leadership, the pressure of being a leader. That's why I use Moses, because he told him in one season, he said, go strike the rock. Then he told him in another season not to, but he still struck the rock. So it's just saying pressure will make you rely on what you previously was successful in. And just because you're successful in one season using the same tactic, you got to change it as you grow. You know, and as leaders, we got to grow in front of these people too. You know what I mean? So I just think that a lot of that's some of the issues too, you know, but not being transparent.
That's good.
Yeah, you know me, that's my thing. I'm gonna be real. If my hand itch, I'm gonna scratch it. If I don't like the song, I'm not gonna bob my head. We got to stop being fugazi. Because the people, and then the education curriculum that's in the schools now are making our kids smart, but they not having wisdom.
That's good.
You know, so they're smart enough to ask my 7-year-old, she's well articulate, she's one of my smartest kids. But she's so intelligent that she'll question me and she be wrong. You know, she be wrong, she's wrong, just wrong.
Right.
But she sounds so smart, you know, but it's like just dumb, you know, but we have to be mature enough to balance our children out.
Yeah.
So I only said that to say that this generation has enough sense to ask questions.
Okay.
We just gotta have the right answers.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
I like
good.
that.
Yeah. So if they see us failing, they not gonna follow us. If we don't have the right answer to fix our fail.
Right. Yeah, to say don't do what I did.
Yeah.
Definitely. That comes maturity, like you said.
Absolutely.
You know, and another thing, humility.
Yeah.
You know, thing you talked about. So we have to, you know, present that, you know, in a package.
Absolutely.
You know, where they can receive from it.
Absolutely.
And then, you know, one thing we talk about all the time is that, I mean, although we would like to reach everybody, you're not gonna be able
He don't get it.
He don't get it.
He don't get it. The Bible said you just get one.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's why you say it's gonna take men, us
Yeah.
men. You know,
We gotta bring the villages back.
You know, it's gonna take all of them to step up.
They don't want you to sing unto their kids no more. If they see me doing something on my street, I was gonna get a whooping from every house until I got to my house and then get killed in my house.
Me too.
I'm telling you, it didn't make you get in the hot water with the belt. You better not say nothing to these babies no more. They be ready to fight.
But, you know,
Even though Lil Johnny dumb.
you can't say nothing to a lot of them anyway because they're not
The
respectful to adults.
Right.
No.
You know, they don't have any respect for them.
Right.
You know, so if they don't respect the adults in the house they live in, they
They show
definitely
enough
won't
like that respect
on the outside.
They not being
You know.
taught that.
Yeah, they're not being taught. You know,
No.
so
Yeah.
that's
Don't nobody raise their voice now in my house but me. You raise your voice and you be playing video games. You know, I just don't tolerate disrespect in no shape, form, or fashion.
Right.
My wife sure enough don't talk. She tuned right. She give all the whoopings out. You know, but I just think, man, ministry start at home. And if people see that,
yeah.
even the body of Christ will be respected more.
That's good. I agree.
Yeah, they'll respect it more. But if they see us all over the place,
Yeah.
they not gonna respect God's pride.
No, it's not. That's
Nah.
not.
And stop being fugazi.
That's everybody.
Yeah, that's everybody.
That's the
Yeah.
church, the music,
Across the board.
sports, and life.
And get educated.
Get educated.
You know, I tell my church all the time and all the preachers that's under me, we're not gonna teach a requirement in my church. If you're gonna be a preacher, you gotta go to seminary. You know, and God can call you. I just want you to be educated. You know, and if you can't afford it, my bishop got a school of ministry. Let's sign you up. Because I don't want to teach spiritual colloquialisms. And that's something that's tradition that's been passed down year after year after year. And it's really, that's not in the text, but that's what you pull from it. No, we ain't doing that. We're going to teach the Bible. We're going to teach the Bible. We ain't going to take nothing from it or add to it. Specifically because of the image of me. So I want to make sure all my leaders are growing because they're my heart, they're reflections of me. So if they're going out doing stuff crazy, they gonna say, "Who is your pastor? Who is your leader?" Let you do that, you know.
No.
Yeah. So I just want the world to know, man. Trap Pastor got it, man. To God be the glory, man.
That's good, man. Appreciate you coming out.
Man, I appreciate you for having me, bro.
Yes,
We'll turn up next time. I'm gonna get you next time.
C major.